It's okay.
Exciting terror. I'm gonna have to cut that out. I forgot. I just clicked record too.
It's okay. It's fine. We can cut.
It's fine. We can cut. Except I'm really bad at cutting. I'm really bad at cutting videos and like audio. Pretty much everything that I'm supposed to know how to do as a content creator, I'm bad at.
It's such a learning experience though. Like every time you go to do something for the first time, it's like you're just terrified.
Oh yeah. Terror is my constant state.
Well, at least you're consistent.
Oh, I'm anything but, except when it comes to terror. I'm trying to pull up. There we go. Okay, so we're waiting for people to trickle on in.
Yeah, we are.
Some super fun stuffs.
Woo!
And the whole screen sharing thing makes me like nervous to pull up my thing. There's nothing weird on my screen, but I'm like, oh god.
No, it should be fine because what I'm going to share with you, I think, and then that way it's, then we can, you'll see what I'm seeing, right? So
yes, I should be seeing what you are seeing, and therefore they should all be seeing what you are seeing.
Yes.
Everyone's seeing things. It's good.
We're seeing lots of things,
and it's good.
There we go.
Good seeing things.
Exactly.
Killing it. Absolutely. The absolute lad. Killing it.
I mean, I tried.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm exhausted too.
I mean, I can't say anything because it's basically been a vacation week, so I haven't really done much.
Lucky I envy you.
Well, it was originally supposed to be we were going to go to Disney World, but we had to buy a new car, so that kind of.
Okay,
so
that makes sense.
In theory, we should be in Disney World right now.
In my mind, I'm in Disney World.
Yeah, exactly. I'm in Disney World. This is part of the Disney experience, and yeah.
Alrighty, so I got some people. Hello, hi, hello. We have
an evil Smurf.
Yes, we do. Hello, hi. So today, and 3 more people. Hello, hi. So today is a different stream than I normally do. I'm joined with the lovely Kitchen Table Commander.
That's me.
Yes, it is. It is him. Hello, look at him. Look at his face. It's right in my face. I'm seeing his face. We got some cool face things going on, right? So what we're doing today is we're going to be talking a little bit about Commander. Which is kind of really funny and topical considering the Commander Legends thing got spoiled today and we didn't even really plan it. Oh my god. Yeah, we didn't even plan that, but it works perfectly, right?
Great timing.
Oh yeah, some cool fun Commander talk. Oh, turning down the music, please. See, this is why.
Stephen.
We do things. I'm just gonna like completely like totally like. I'm just gonna turn off the music. That's what I'm feeling right now.
Sure.
Feeling like that is the better choice, because apparently music hates me. Which is also fair because audio issues have been plaguing me during this entire figuring out how to do this. I'm not at all.
In fairness, we both kind of had audio issues.
Yes, we have.
Yeah.
So, yes. Hello. I'll get really close to the microphone so you can hear my beautiful voice.
Are we doing ASMR now?
We can if we want to. I'd have to change the tag in the stream. I'll get close. I've done it before. Okay. So now
shove my whole mouth around the microphone.
I've done it before and I will do it again. I've done it on many a podcasts and trust me, they do not like me for it. Yeah, we should have named this ASMR Commander. That would have been a good one. ASMR EDH, just a lot of letters.
Ooh. Yeah, just all the letters.
Yeah, that'll be the re-upload title. Alrighty. So we have some people trickling in, which is super fun and awesome.
That is awesome.
Right now we are talking some Commander. Yes. And I've been wanting to do like collaborations with people for a while, but I'm an absolute coward with reaching out to people. So I really wanted to do something with Commander. And lovely Brett over here was like, let's do some Commander. And I was like, fuck yeah, dude, let's do it.
Yeah.
Yep. And so today we're going to be kind of talking about, you know, our Commander staples, auto includes, you know, competitive versus casual. And I guess we're just going to have to like smush in some beautiful Commander Legends because that got spoiled today. And I feel like it'd be a crime if we didn't talk about it.
I'm pretty sure we'd be having to turn in our content creator badges, and there would be some fines and penalties. I'm pretty sure that's what would happen.
I haven't even received my badge yet.
I mean, it was more of a metaphorical badge.
What?
More just like the logo. The logo is our badge.
I wish I got a badge. That'd be cool if they sent you one. Oh, that'd be neat. Now I kind of... we should make some phone calls. That would be amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would kill for that, actually.
Gavin, if you're watching, we want badges.
I do want badges. Gavin, please give me a badge. Notice me.
Thank you, Gavin. Please notice me, Gavin.
Gavin, I'm going to tag you in this recording after we get off tonight. And I just want to let you know, thank you for making Commander Legends something that I can experience. Anyway, so I told you I'd get really close to the mic.
That's okay.
Yes.
I'm sure everyone enjoyed it. I did.
I'm pretty sure they're like, Jesus Christ, I hate this, which is fair because
what did I tune into?
Yeah, right. They're like, the fuck, this is an arena, and you're right. It's not. It's better. It's Commander, which arena doesn't have. So
exactly.
Yes.
The main reason why I don't play it.
Brawl on arena has given me some hope. And so far, I'm absolutely struggling at it. Actually, the reason why I really didn't feel like doing Arena today was, number one, I really wanted to do this awesome thing with Brett right here. Because I love talking about Commander, and I never get the opportunity to talk about it in a content creator setting without just me posting a deck list. And this is kind of something new for me. But also because Oko has kind of taken over Brawl to the point where last night I just needed a hot break. I was like, I can't do this right now. So... yeah, I needed to breathe and do some good Commander talk.
Yeah. I mean, Oko has kind of done some damage to Commander too, but I think it's done way more damage to Standard at this point.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed. When I played in the Open in Atlanta, well, the Classic in Atlanta this weekend, my sideboard entirely consisted of answers for Oko. All of it. God. Yeah. So that was a bit rough for me.
Well, I mean, it's... I think the community as a whole has said Oko is just no good to have in this format.
Is loco.
Oko is broco.
Exactly.
I mean, I think didn't SCG even put out a like an emergency? We're not having it in our next tournament.
Yeah, I think they replaced it from Standard to Pioneer, which I think
it was Standard and Modern, Standard and Modern, I think, and then it was like Standard and Draft, and then it was Modern or something along those lines. But yeah, they took out Standard entirely, went to Pioneer, which is great because it's promoting that new format that seems to be on everyone's hit list.
Oh yeah,
and also making it so people don't have to deal with Oko.
That's true. Oko has been killing me lately.
I mean, they still could potentially deal with Oko, right?
Yeah.
Like that's part of Pioneer too, but
there's a wider net, you know?
Yeah, you have more options to deal with things because of going back to RTR.
Mm-hmm. So let us dive into this beautiful conversation of Commander.
Yes, we kind of lost track there.
Yeah, we did. We really were like, Commander, Standard, Pioneer.
Oko.
I should rename the chat. I'm just going to keep finding out new names for the stream that we're doing. I'm going to stop it, restart, name it Oko.
Yeah, we'll just rename it just nothing but Oko. All Okos all the time.
Oko. So right now we're kind of talking, we want to kind of focus this sort of cool little conversation on Commander about the concept of auto includes. So I know that there's been a lot of like contention out there on Twitter and in sort of just like the Magic community in general, be it at your local LGS or at like a competitive event or Command Fest, which I know is coming up real soon. On the concept of auto includes. And if that really impacts Commander as a format being competitive or casual. And that is something that I've kind of struggled with because for me, I mean, it's an auto-include. To me, it's a no-brainer. But when we really look at the concept of auto-includes, they vary from person to person depending on, the colors of the deck, the meta that you're playing in. And so really Commander is still this really personal sort of thing, despite the fact that there is auto-includes. So Brett and I have come up with our wonderful list of auto-includes. And while we are doing that, please include your own list of auto-includes for Wooburg in the chat. And I'm looking at the chat right now. So I know if you're not doing it, I know. And I'm going to be mad.
Yeah, this is by no means an extensive and comprehensive list of auto includes. This is just kind of like a, hey, how about we talk about this color? And, what one or two comes to mind immediately as an auto include. And you're right. It is for the most part subjective, but there are some people that will fight you tooth and nail to say that it is not subjective. It is 100% objective.
Yeah.
And confirmed what our auto includes.
Yeah.
And I think for me, that takes it out of the casual format realm and brings it more into the competitive standpoint.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I'm really excited because I'm looking at our list right now, and our list is actually super different, except for one color. And I think we all know what color that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's going to be kind of exciting is that, for instance, like in there could be auto includes all across the board, but when it comes to one color, I feel like people might agree like wholeheartedly. Like the second card that you put, I also agreed with. So
yes, and there's actually been a discussion on Twitter.
I was a part of that discussion.
I'm still getting notifications of it. I think even right now.
Oh my god!
And I'm like, no, please remove me.
Leave me alone.
Leave me and Gavin Verhey out of this.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned.
Oh yes, please forgive me. I didn't mean to make this go as far as it did.
Right?
Yeah.
Alrighty, Brett. So let's start out. I want to do this color by color. I think color by color will be good because then we can also hear chat's version of their auto includes. So, Brett, what is your auto include for the beautiful white cards?
So, I have a bit of a split here. I've got Wrath of God and Day of Judgment because we all know that white is fantastic at removal.
Yes.
And those two are probably the ones that I hear the most from people, not just from like decks that I've built, because I mean, Wrath of God does go into pretty much every white deck that you can possibly think of because it's an auto include. But like, people are always like, "Oh, you also probably have Day of Judgment in there." I'm like, no, I have the one. I have Wrath of God. Do I need Day of Judgment? And they're like, "Oh, you should totally have it." But I mean, if you're blowing up the board that much, you're turning a fun game of Commander that could last 2 or 3 hours into a grueling, excruciating game of Commander that can last like 8 hours.
Yeah.
Especially if everyone's doing the same thing.
See, that's really interesting because I looked at the cards that you listed, and that was not at all what I listed. So again, I really like it because despite the fact that they are, like, I see your point, and I definitely agree, like, totally, like, Wrath of God is an auto-include for white. But when I saw white, my go-to was Generous Gift. At the get-go, it was Generous Gift. Because it is a 2 and a white, destroy target permanent. They get a 3/3 green elephant. And I think that's very important in Commander because it's a white beast within. And I think that's fantastic because it's a target permanent. It automatically, that destroys a planeswalker, enchantment, that destroys a land. That targets so many things. Yeah. And so for me, when I run white, my go-to is a Generous Gift. Yeah. But when you have cards that are board wipes, of course a board wipe is going to be an auto-include. But
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But like when you think like destroy all creatures, destroy all like enchantments. Really, I don't see, as far as I know off the top of my head, and please correct me if I'm wrong, about auto includes for in terms of like white board wipes. Are there any white board wipe, not board wipes, but like white board wipes that target planeswalkers too? Do you know of any?
Like, so you're saying kind of like the Generous Gift?
Yeah, kind of like a Generous Gift, except it's like destroy all planeswalkers card.
Okay. I don't think there is one.
Yeah.
It's not coming to me. But like, and that's why I can see why you've picked Generous Gift, because it deals with Oko. But it also deals. Yeah.
Our chat says Planar Cleansing.
Yes,
we got Planar Cleansing.
But does Planar Cleansing deal with Planeswalker?
Let's see. I believe it's destroy all non-land permanents, if I'm correct.
Probably.
See, this is why I like including
destroy
chat.
All non-land permanents.
I like including chat because y'all keep us honest. You keep me honest here in my Commander knowledge. I like that. I also saw
Fated Retribution.
I also saw Teferi's Protection, not as a board wipe per se, but as an auto-include for white. And yes, I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
If you're running white, Teferi's Protection, because that is a card that is so good.
Yeah,
Well, we're looking
it really
up.
is.
Well, we're looking up like Fated Retribution. I will say this story time. I was playing Commander. I was going against an infinite combo deck, and the guy, in order to continuously do the combo, he had to swing at me. And he swung all out at me. He was looking really happy about what he was doing. He was like, I'm confident. I'm going to win this. I looked at him. I said, Teferi's Protection. And he just kind of looked at me. And he looked at his cards. He like shuffled through his hand. And he looked at me.
He's
he
like,
scooped
good
all
game.
his stuff up. Yeah, he scooped all his stuff up and just like, next game. It's like, okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fated Retribution is destroy all creatures and planeswalkers if it's your turn scry 2.
Ooh, what's the CMC?
It's 7 for white.
That's not horrible, though.
It's not, but it's still pretty expensive.
You need to be in a mono white deck.
Oh, yeah. This is definitely for a mono white deck.
Elish Norn.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that, though.
But yeah, like, and I mean, like, Armageddon's another terrible card.
Yeah.
But, like, some people think of it as an auto-include. I think it's horrible and should never be included in any deck.
See, that's the cool thing about auto-includes. Is that for me, I'm like, auto-include this, and then other people are like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, it's... Yeah.
So really, honestly, like, white was actually... I don't know about you, but there were 2 colors that I struggled with finding auto-includes for, and white was actually one of them. I mean, I like Bant. I play Bant a lot in Magic. Yeah. But for me, white was a really hard color to kind of focus on. That and red. Because I feel like those 2 colors, I do play those colors, not together. I don't do Boros. But like looking at those colors, I was a little bit like,
Are they on the lower end of your like distribution?
Yeah. So for me, I do a lot of blue. I do a lot of green. I do red. But for me, when it comes to cards that include like red or white, I kind of like go with build it around the card I'm building. So for instance, I have an Atla Palani deck, and so I have like a Generous Gift in there. I have like a Blasphemous Act in there, you know, like I have like Aether Flash, but Aether Flash is really good in Atla, but nowhere else really. So it's really just kind of like I find the auto includes, and then I build kind of everything else around it. But I really don't do a lot of white. I'm the only other white deck I have is Tuvasa the Sunlit, and again, my auto includes, well, I do actually have other auto includes. I just remembered. I feel really stupid for getting these. No,
don't worry about it. It's one of those things where like you've built a deck and you or a couple of decks and you start including those cards in it, and it just becomes like you forget because it's just a natural thing. You just put those in, and that's
exactly.
Yeah.
You're like obviously I would put this in, and then when you think about it, it's just like you get taken out of it. But Swords to Plowshares, Path to Exile. 2 automatic auto includes in any white deck. Exiles. Yes, your opponent gets something out of it, but as a 1 mana exile, 2 mana for Path.
Yeah, and then there's also Oblivion Ring.
Yes.
And like a bunch of other things that do that similar like exile effect, and it's like, of course I'm going to put those in there.
Yeah.
Right. But like, does that take away from the creativity of the deck? Like if you've already got like, oh, okay, I have these, 20 auto includes that go in every one of my white decks. I only have 20 or so cards left that I get to actually pick from.
Yeah.
It just kind of, I like to stick clear from auto includes if I can, just to kind of give me a little bit more creativity. They're not strong decks because of that, but I mean, I have fun with them.
I mean, like, when it comes to, like, auto includes, it really honestly just kind of depends on what you're building. And, for instance, like, some cards that would normally be considered an auto include, when you're looking at a specific commander, it might not necessarily help or benefit the ability of the commander. For instance, I have this Emery deck I'm building. Well, I've built it, and someone asked, well, why isn't there a Reliquary Tower in there? I was like, I don't need one. I was like, why don't you need one? I'm like, well, I mean, I don't have a lot of card draw in that deck, and it could be used, for blue. I mean, I have specific lands in there. I have islands. I have, like, an Opal Palace, which just helps me scry and get that 1/1 counter on that commander that I really want sometimes. I have Tron lands in there because why not? It's Tron lands. And then
exactly.
Castle Vantress for scrying and stuff like that. So like my lands I chose for very specific reasons. But like a Reliquary Tower is an auto include for somebody. But for me in that moment, I was like, I don't really need it in here.
Yeah, it's unless you're building that deck specifically to have lots of cards in your hand, it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Having Spellbook, Reliquary Tower, and all sorts of like infinite cards in your hand.
Yeah.
It doesn't help. So why bother having it? It's just that's a card that's taking up a slot you could use for something else.
Yeah. So like this is kind of like that's why I kind of like the concept of auto includes, or the concept of like challenging them, which is something that we were also like wanting to like talk about is like, like they're super awesome and they can be really beneficial to you, but sometimes they kind of like take away sort of like the creative fun aspect of brewing that exactly. I know a lot of Commander players, me personally, I love sitting down and just going, how the hell am I going to figure this out? And like, just like going at it. And it's super fun to do when you're just like sitting there and you're staring and you're like, oh, and then it clicks and you're like, I'm amazing.
Yeah. Well, exactly. It's like I built a Marisi deck recently and I was like, all right, well, I'm looking at its abilities and it wants you to build around goad. So I'm just like, all right, let's try to find all the cards that have goad and let's try to find ways of making it a political deck. But it's like, I don't think I have too many what people would consider auto includes in there. I mean, like I have Grenzo. That's probably my only auto include. Yeah.
But everything else is it's not really necessary.
Exactly.
But in other situations, it totally would be.
Exactly.
It also depends if you're building a deck around, I know a lot of people who go, the commander, I don't ever play the commander. I'm just using the commander for the colors. Whereas I know a lot of other people are like, I'm playing this around the commander. And then you have Eminence too, and some people don't do auto includes if you're playing with Eminence because, I mean, you don't
really need it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like there's like so many like really weird and like cool things that go into commander. So when I see people sort of like write commander off as just like a whatever format, I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, give it a chance.
Yeah. There's so much thought into it.
And that's the thing. It's like so many people dedicate their entire career to standard, and which is, don't get me wrong, a ton of work.
It's
because
so much work.
You have to constantly keep up with the meta to be even remotely competitive, and it's so much money to keep up in standard. But like in Commander, you get to be more creative.
Yeah.
The meta is huge.
Yes.
And it's so diverse that you can pretty much do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And you will probably have a viable deck, but you'll have a fun time building it. Mm-hmm. And it's not oh God, what do I have to worry about that's coming up that's going to be a problem. It's, I just want to build this around this commander or this ability.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you. Like, first of all, shout out to people who dedicate to the grind. I can't do what y'all do.
Oh God, no!
Y'all are fucking strong. I can't do that. Second of all, the really cool thing about the meta is in Commander is that it's just like eons wide. My favorite thing to do is sit down with people at my LGS. It's a 4-pod where we bring out our bags of cards and we look at each other and we go, "Alrighty, like." Are we doing competitive? Like on a scale from 1 to 10, how competitive is your deck? What are we doing? Yep. Hey, can I play test this deck? Like for instance, I have a mono red deck. It is Chandra Tribal. It's either amazing and perfect or it's downright awful. There's like no in between. Because it's full of Chandras. It's nothing but planeswalkers. And so that's very hard to kind of like make super really like top tier, like win in every game.
Yeah.
But I like that you can, like the meta can differ like within your LGS. I can take that to one LGS and have a completely different experience and then go to like my home LGS and just like keep doing that. Like there's so many differences that you can do with the same deck in a different place.
Yeah, exactly. It's everywhere you go, it'll be a little bit different. And even when you are in your own LGS, it changes over time.
Yes.
And you'll come across, because people will, like Commander players will always brew a new deck. It doesn't matter if they have like one deck that they built like 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. There will always be a new commander that catches someone's eye and they say, you know what, forget this deck for now. I'm just going to go and build around this one.
You're really targeting me here.
it's targeting myself too. Yeah, I do it all the time.
I built 3 at once one time.
Oh, jeez. even before I started content creation,
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much every pre-release I went to, I would crack open a new legendary creature and be like, all right, challenge accepted.
That's me.
And it was like, it was funny because like I almost always got a legendary as my promo card.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I can't not now that it's foiled.
Yes. Oh my God. You are literally me as a person, because I will sit there and if I pull a foil and I really like the commander, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
More money. But like, I absolutely love it. Like whenever I look at pre-release cards, I don't look at I look at the commanders. I'm like, alrighty, what can I build? And like, just like some draw you in, some don't. I look at some and I'm like, okay, that's really cool. Okay, that's not really me. Like even with like the commander precons too, like I don't look solely at the commander that they provide for you. I look at the supplemental commanders. What can I do with this? What can I do with these?
This year's commanders had such good abilities.
Yes.
Not the main ones. I mean like the supplementals.
Atla Palani, one of my favorites right now.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And, like people are loving Keurig, and I built Marisi because it sounded cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of there was a I'm blanking on the name.
What colors?
I think it was Boros. It was that. Was it a Geralf? No, wait, Gerard. It was Gerard.
Gerard.
That's what it was.
Okay, yeah.
Like all the cool, like every supplemental legendary creature, this set was
phenomenal.
A cool card. Yeah. You just wanted to build like 6 decks out of one precon.
Also, I gotta say shout out to JW Keel in the chat. They say ABB always be brewing, and I feel that I kind of want that on a T-shirt now. Always be brewing.
I feel like you have to make that a merch now.
Yeah,
you have to make that a T-shirt in some sort of merch store.
I would love to actually make it like so it says like across the chest always be brewing. Somebody actually told me to like make a shirt and have it say like chase the magic, because that's my name, and I'm like, you know what, that's not that bad. I might take you up on that one.
Yeah, I feel like you have to now.
If someone wants merch that no one will buy, and let's face it, I'll make it, but no one's gonna buy it. But I'll still make it.
I 100% have ideas for exactly 2 T-shirts. Yeah. And one of them is basically just for the channel, and one of them is just for Matt Tabak. That is all. But there's, I don't think anyone will buy the one for Matt, so it doesn't matter.
I kind of want to get permission. JW Keel, if you're in the chat and it's okay, can I please make Always Be Brewing a shirt? Please. I want it.
I'm sure they'll allow it.
Right?
Oh, there you go. Please do.
Please do. Cool. I got permission. I'm going to take a screenshot.
Yeah.
I'm really happy now.
Alrighty. We got there.
So next color, we're going to be doing blue.
Oh,
and for blue, we had the same auto include. Yes, you had an additional one, but I also agree with your additional auto include.
Yeah.
So our auto includes I don't even think we have to do it separately. Our auto includes were Cyclonic Rift. Both of us said Cyclonic Rift.
Yeah, no.
I think we're gonna get hated out for this one. It's an auto include though. You have if you run blue, you have to.
Yeah. No, you 100% have to include Cyclonic Rift if you're playing blue.
It does not negatively affect you in any aspect.
No.
So you like there's some cards where you're like, I don't really know, like it might hurt me in the way my commander works. No, Cyclonic Rift is an auto include for any blue. You could be playing 5 color. If you're playing 5 color, I want to see a Cyclonic Rift on that list. You're playing
100%.
Yes, you're doing it.
You're doing it.
Now, Brett, your other auto include, which I will agree with, is Ristic Study. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, JW Keel beat us to the punch on that one.
Yes, they did. On the roll with that.
Oh God, Ristic Study. I mean, like, you just all the time I'm hearing, "Will you pay the 1?" Like every time.
Yes.
And it's not even like I care. Like I don't want to pay the 1. I don't. It's. I know the right thing is not to.
Yes.
But I never pay it.
Yeah.
I don't care.
It's really funny for me because in undergrad, I had a friend, we were playing Commander, and he, when we were played Ristic Study, and then he stopped reminding people about the triggers and would just draw cards when they wouldn't automatically pay one. And you can't do that. It's your responsibility as the owner of the Ristic study to remind your opponents of the trigger. Don't be pulling that shit, you guys.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
You absolutely have to remind people.
Don't be that player. Be annoying. Be up in their face.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you're playing Ristic Study, you're already annoying. You should just be more annoying and say, do you pay the one?
Do you pay the one? Yeah.
Do you pay the one?
Yeah, that also kind of coincides with Smothering Tithe. Are you going to pay it? You going to pay for Smothering Tithe?
It's just white Smothering. White
Ristic Study. Yeah.
Damn it. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
You got it.
Smothering Tithe is just white Ristic Study.
Yeah.
And it's...
It gives you mana instead of card draw. That's still good, though. There's not a worse version.
But I mean, like, card draw is the blue thing.
Yeah.
Gaining mana, not necessarily a white thing, but like, close enough.
I mean, I'll take it. Go outside of what your color says you're gonna do. I'm with it. I'm down for it.
But like, Ristic Study is $19 right now, and that's because it's an auto include.
Yes, it is.
It's an okay card, but because it's an auto include, it's making it $19.
Yeah, and so
that and being only in Prophecy or Commander's Arsenal. Like, ugh.
I wonder if that will be reprinted in the Commander Legends thing.
Ooh, probably.
That'd be good. That would drop down the price significantly.
I'm guessing it will be. I mean, it's one of those things where like it essentially hasn't been reprinted
in a long time.
Like Prophecy was the original printing. It had a printing in Commander Arsenal, and there was a Judge Gift version, which looks phenomenal.
Yeah, but it's probably an arm and a leg, right?
It's $58.
Arm and a leg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it only comes in a foil.
Yep. There we go. And as a foil, oh crap! I just realized I'm filling out my Locust God deck, which means I'm gonna have to get that card.
Oh God!
Wizards, please reprint Cyclonic Rift so the price will drop. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, let's go back to Cyclonic Rift for a second. So there is a replacement that's like going to be significantly cheaper.
Yeah.
It's just not one-sided like Cyclonic Rift, and that's Coastal Breach.
Ooh, tell me more about that.
So it's 6 and a blue.
Yeah. Ooh.
But it's one less to cast for each opponent.
Okay, so if you're doing a 4-pod, that's...
Yeah, it's a blue and 3.
Yeah, that's not bad.
It's not terrible.
Yeah.
And it's return all non-land permanents to their owner's hand. So you have to put your stuff back in your hand too, but I mean, like, if you have the mana to do that, you might be able to sneak out a win somehow.
Yeah.
It's just, that's the thing. Like, Cyclonic Rift is broken because it's, most of the time you're overloading it. And it's just everything else is well, yes. If you're doing it right, you're using overload. So you're always overloading it.
Yeah.
You're always the only one with stuff still on the table, and you're always swinging in for the win.
Oh yeah.
So if you're not, I don't like you, and you can't be at my table. You have, if you're gonna play Cyclonic Rift at my table,
you gotta overload it.
You have to overload it. And you have to win.
Yeah.
You have to win that turn or the next turn. I'm not sticking around for another couple of hours.
I will say that the only other time I will overload a Psych Rift is if my opponents are getting way ahead of me. And I'm like, if I do not do this now, I will die next turn. So really, it's either in those two situations where you're like, I'm going to murder you, or you are going to murder me.
Yeah, exactly.
Those are the only two acceptable situations where you can Psych Rift. If you're just doing it to be like a dick turn 2 and you're like, there you go, and like, that's a bit rough. But yeah, so we got some good one. We have also Tripixium also says Evacuation and Aetherize.
Those are pretty good.
Yeah, I do like Aetherize. That is good.
Is really good
for blue.
I've used that a couple of times in some of my decks, and it's really good. I mean, it's again, it's one-sided, and it's instant, and it's 3 and a blue.
Don't you love it when it's one-sided?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I love how I'm saying it's great when it's one-sided for Aetherize, but when it's like Psych Rift, it's like go to hell.
Yeah, when someone Psych Rifts you, you're like, I hate you. You're out of my life after this game.
Oh,
Get out of my life. Get out of my will.
Oh no, JW Keel. No, please don't. Please don't do that.
Expropriate?
No, just no.
What's wrong with expropriate?
Uh, Council's Dilemma. Starting with you, each player votes for time or money. For each time vote, take an extra turn after this one. For each money vote, choose a permanent owned by the voter and gain control of it. Exile, expropriate.
I love that. I'm already into it. I like that card. I like everything about it. It sounds wonderful.
We're done
I like
here.
it. We're done here. We're ending the episode now. Thanks everybody for this 35 minutes.
Bye. No, I've been on the receiving end of expropriate, and it's just no fun.
Yeah, it hurts.
It's not cool.
I do have to say blue is probably the most painful color to play against, in my opinion, in a commander setting, because there's no real like cutoff in terms, there's no real rotation except a couple of bans. So really the really gross broken stuff that most people would have either been banned in like standard or modern or would have rotated out in standard does not do that in commander. Ooh. So there's more room for absolute hatred that blue inspires.
Yeah. Oh man, your chat is just throwing around the terrible blue
card.
Spells.
Yes.
Oh God, Steven, leave it alone.
Omniscience. Ooh.
Like I'm already not a fan. Like bribery and acquire. Like I'm just that one's already starting to trigger me. But like omniscience, enter the infinite lab man.
I do love lab man. I do love me some lab man.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the alternate win cons, but God, that can be annoying sometimes to play against. It's always, you know what it is? It's always the playing against part that really just gets you. Yeah. So it's painful sometimes to be on the back end of that. But when it's you doing it, sometimes it's just so much fun.
That's Commander in a nutshell. It's only fun if I am winning.
Yeah, it's true.
I should make that into a t-shirt too. It's only fun if I'm winning.
Well, see, you said it, so you don't even have to ask permission. You can just straight up put that on a t-shirt.
I'm going to go ahead and put like a little copyright, a little C next to it. Every time you say that phrase, you have to pay me 25 cents in royalties.
See, and I'm just not going to say it.
There you go. You say you're not going to say it.
Just not going to say it.
You're not going to say what?
I'm actually going to bleep it out of my recording.
You're going to bleep it out?
Yeah.
Can you make it a really weird bleep out? Like not like a beep, but can you make it like a shriek? Make it a scream, like a banshee scream.
Wait. Since I should make it a goose.
Honk.
That's in trend right now, right?
I like it. We'll do it. Cool.
Technically,
we're on the same page.
Yeah, it's Untitled Goose Game, but you'd have to catch all the honks in the stream.
I like it.
Okay.
Alrighty. Next color. Take it away.
Okay, so for the fantastic color of black, your staple.
Yes.
Was Go for the Throat.
Yes. And I looked at your staples, and again, I was like mad because I just didn't think of it because it's just, to me, it's just like so like knee jerk that I did it. So for me, when I think black, I think, kill spells.
Yes. And I completely understand. That's, I think where a lot of people go with black because it's the color of death, right? Like that's what black is good at in this game. Yeah, it's good at killing things.
And Go for the Throat is such a good card that you really, it's 1 and a black for destroy target non-artifact, non-black creature, if I'm correct, off the top of my head. And that is super good. Just straight up 2 mana. And the drawback, like those are very specific things. And I don't see a lot of those in Commander. When I think of black, I think of that card. I think of Damnation.
Yep.
Which is fantastic.
Yep.
And then I also think of Dark Ritual.
Yes, Dark Ritual is another good one.
Yeah, and so like in Commander, Dark Ritual needs to be in a very specific deck, in my opinion. That's why I did not include it as my auto include because having like 3 mana like turn 1 is kind of nice, but like if you have nothing to do with it, then why are you like, So like. Really, honestly, I guess another auto include. I'm just coming up with a bunch of auto includes. So like Cabal Coffers, you got Cabal Coffers.
Yep.
Cabal Coffers is fantastic. Magus of the Cabal? Magus of the Coffers. Magus of the Coffers.
Yeah.
Magus of the Coffers, which is another black mana, generator. Nirkana Revenant is also pretty good.
Yep.
Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth.
Yep.
Just coming up with a lot of black stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot of good cards that they kind of slot into almost any black deck, and that's kind of again where we're going with the whole like auto include thing, right? Like they're good in pretty much any deck, so you pretty much want to always have them.
Yeah, but then it gets to the point where when you like cited too many auto includes, where does the deck become, you know, something sort of just like, you know, black good stuff and less, you know, expression of your commander? Because I've already talked about this on Twitter, but the whole like Timmy, Spike, and Johnny kind of concept to me doesn't really fit, because every single Magic player is in some aspect all of them at once. When it comes to like, you know, my decks, I use my decks to express myself. I use my decks to have fun. I play to win. But when I know I'm losing, I'm still going to play for fun. And I really like the sort of like the brewing and and like really sitting down. And so I feel like, you know, auto includes can kind of take away from the whole brewing and the fun thing, but it also adds to the brewing and the fun thing. Like in the chat, we got, you know, we have some really good cards like Yawgmoth's Bargain, Grey Merchant of Asphodel, Beseech the Queen, Sanguine Bond, and Exquisite Blood are too painful if you're doing a black life gain deck. God. And then we can even look at the concept of like black X decks, blue blank decks. You know, because like Sanguine Bond and Exquisite Blood is fantastic in like an Erebos deck, mono black life gain deck, but in another deck where there's no life gain, it doesn't really do you much good unless you're really like wheeling out that damage somehow, you know?
Those two need to be in some sort of like, if you're not doing it in a life gain deck, you have to have at least some sort of a combo to trigger that, and that's just it's too difficult. So it's better to have it in a life gain, like you said, Erebos is a good deck to have it in. I'm trying to think of
Gonti?
like Gonti's good, I think, but it's more just like Gonti, I think, is more for like playing the other person's deck for them.
I'm trying to think of black cards that would be good for that.
Like I have a Kumbal deck, which is it's Orzhov, and it's all about life gain. Like I built it around life gain, life drain, that kind of thing. So, you know, I have Drana in there to give me a little extra combat power. I've got Drana's Emissary because, you know, flying and life gain.
Whip of Erebos.
Whip of Erebos. I don't know. I actually don't remember if I have that in that deck. I might. I think I probably do. But like, I also have Aetherflux Reservoir because I'm an asshole.
In a life gain deck, that's kind of an auto include though.
Yeah, exactly.
But in any other deck, you're really not going to need that because in Commander, you only got 40 life, and that's not going to do you any good unless you're gaining life consistently.
Exactly. So it is an auto include in a life gain deck, but I mean, you know, sometimes you may not even need it because you may be draining them of so much life that you never get to 50 life before they're already dead. You know what I mean? So it's tough, but I mean, like there are we're saying it depends on the deck.
Yeah, it really does. Now, what about your auto includes for black? I noticed that you chose some very good cards. Again, that I was a little bit like, why the hell didn't I choose those? But really, it's just it's exactly how you said. Like they're so like ingrained in your deck building process that you just kind of forget that they exist, which is weird sounding because you know that they're there and you know that you're going to put them in.
Oh, 100%. But it's just like the name escapes your memory for the period of time where you need to actually think about them. It's just like it's almost muscle memory.
Yeah, it is.
You're building a deck. You're just shoving your hand into a pile, and you manage to pull out. You pull out your demonic tutor, your diabolic tutor, and your vampiric tutor.
Yeah, you don't put any thought into it. You're just like, okay, got to find these cards, got to put them in.
Got them. Yep, they're done. In. I don't need to worry about it anymore. They're done.
Exactly, and your choices reflect that. I mean, you got all the tutors. You got demonic tutor, diabolic tutor, and vampiric tutor. Some of those are more expensive than others, but they are still fantastic. Say, like,
does that say something about me that I'm always picking the expensive cards? But
listen, you're like me.
I have expensive taste.
Yeah, I do have expensive taste too. So we're on the same page.
I mean, let's be honest. This game is all about expensive tastes, whether it's, you know, intentional or not. But
yep, I get that a lot. I trust me. I'm like right there with you.
Oh, we got some good black auto includes in the chat now. We got Wound Reflection, Attrition, Rise of the Dark Realms. Oh man, Toxic Deluge.
Toxic Deluge. I hate that card.
Oh, gross.
Y'all are something else, and it's getting on my nerves.
Although Wound Reflection, dear God. So I was at Magic Fest Vegas in August, and I played a game with DJ from Jumbo Commander.
Yes. And
he had the grossest deck. And it was, I don't even know how to describe it. It was, so he had Vivictus Asmati, I think was his commander. He had Xantia in his deck. So he could like make other people, cause people to lose life.
Yeah.
And he had like Wound Reflection, and I think something that was like, it was basically another version of Wound Reflection. So they triggered off each other and insta-killed me.
Jesus Christ, that's horrible.
And it was funny because we're just sitting there and I was looking at him like, I don't think I can take any damage right now. And then he just like, he was about to swing, and I was like he was basically already in attack, declare attackers, and he's like, I attack you, and I'm like, so I'm just dead, right? And he's like, I don't know. Because it was funny because it was we talked to a judge, and we're like, hey, does this work the way we think it does? And the judge is like, oh yeah, you're super dead.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't even going to sugarcoat it. Like, oh yeah, no, that's exactly how it works. Yeah. He's like, no, you're super dead.
God.
Yeah, because it was like the I think the judge actually got it wrong, but either way, I would have died because I was like 2 life. But it was the attack happened. Wound Reflection triggers. The other thing sees that Wound Reflection triggers and did the same amount of damage again.
Yeah.
But we thought that it worked like Wound Reflection would see that second trigger, and it would just keep going in this vicious cycle. But that's not, I don't think that's actually how it works. I think it just sees it the once and it's over. But I was super dead either way. So.
Yeah, it really, even if it didn't, you're going to die next turn. And it's like one of those like, okay, honestly, too, I'm dead.
I can't even fault him because it was probably one of the most fun games I've had.
Yeah.
And it was just like, all right, well, that's
I guess I'll just suffer.
I'm just going to sit here, take it.
We have some really good ones in the chat too. We got Torment of Hailfire, which is a card that I like to pretend does not exist because that card is the worst. I hate it.
Yeah.
I mean, I really, honestly, it is definitely a black auto include, but I will say I hate that card. I think it is most effective in a mono black deck because then you can run Cabal Coffers, Magus of the Coffers, and then also Nykthos. And when you have all those together, that's just going to be so much pain. Oh my god. Yep.
Well, we got Trap is saying Animate Dead. You're not wrong.
Yeah, Animate Dead's pretty good. I did
Necroticus and Waste Not.
I pulled a revised Animate Dead from my revised pack I got from that contest. Yep. It was the coolest thing out of that pack, but I still actually have I'm a little bit of a nerd. I took the pack wrappers and I taped it back together so I can be like, look what I opened.
That's pretty awesome.
It's the little things. But
I mean, it's pretty cool though.
Oh yeah, I can say that I opened a pack of revised because then when I say it, people look at me like I'm badass. I'm like, yeah, I opened a pack of revised.
Exactly.
So I think we got black revised. Pretty good.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Let's move on to red.
All right. You want to start?
I will start. Red was really... actually sat down for a hot minute because I filled out all of them except for red. Red was actually the last one I filled out. And I was like, okay, what do I put in here? What do I put in here? And it was a really difficult thing for me to choose because I really didn't know. I actually went with Vandal Blast. And so... the reason why I chose Vandal Blast is odds are when you're playing a game of Commander, most people I've noticed, and again, the meta is going to be different at everybody's shop, but the most people, for the fact that I've noticed, is people do dual-colored decks, 3-colored decks, 5-4. Not a lot of people do mono-colored. Some do. Some do. I have a mono-colored Emery, but, for the most part, out of the 7 Commander decks I have, 6 of them are, 5 of them are more than 2 colors, or more than 1 color.
Yeah.
So reason I run Vandal Blast is to destroy signets to destroy soul rings, and also to target heavy artifact decks. And the reason why I do that is because when you're playing Commander, be it competitive or not, if you want to really hurt your opponent, you want to hit them where it hurts, and taking out your opponent's mana sources is something that it can be extremely painful and often can win you the game. And Vandal Blast targets everybody else's in artifacts. It's also good as just a single, like, pew, I'm going to shoot your one thing if you really need it. But for the most part, you're going to want to be playing that to target everybody else's and set them back.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the nice thing with all the cards with Overload is that you have that ability to do like spot removal.
Yes.
But you also can just, be that guy or that girl and just completely remove everybody else's fun. No, but like Vandal Blast is a great card because you're right. You can target, or you can just like wipe all the artifacts off the board. And especially if you're against an artifact heavy deck or like mono brown decks, as I like to call them, you basically set them back to just lands.
Yeah.
Because that's all they've got.
Exactly. I noticed that JW Keel in chat kind of got ahead of you a little bit and named your red card. Are you JW Keel in the chat?
Absolutely not. I wouldn't spoil my own thunder like that.
I wouldn't spoil my own thunder.
Damn it, JW Keel. Leave my list alone.
You can't say damn it to him.
Oh, no, he's been good. Or they've been good. They've been very, very interactive and giving lots and lots of cool suggestions. Yeah. Like Blood Moon, for example, and Chaos Warp. Those are also
good choices.
Fantastic red cards.
JW Keel, I'm sorry if I got your pronouns wrong. Tell me your pronouns, and I'll get them right.
Yes.
Please, pronouns are important.
I'm a he, him, but I'll also respond to they, them, and pretty much anything. So
give us your pronouns.
Free. But yeah, please, JW Keel, what are your pronouns? We need to know.
Give me your pronouns. Just give me your pronouns.
Okay. There we go.
He, him. There we go. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Done and done.
Listen, awesome lit. Put your pronouns in the chat. Actually, dude, put your pronouns in the chat. That way, if we refer to you guys, that we can get your pronouns right. That's important. Put your pronouns in the chat.
It is very important.
Yes, but I agree. Blasphemous Act was actually my second choice for an auto-include because it's disgusting.
It's just so good. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It hurts you. It does hurt you. But essentially, when you're playing a game of Commander, very early on in the game, it's going to end up being either 2 or 1 mana.
Yeah.
Very cheap, very quick.
Oh, yeah. It basically is 1 red mana by the end of any major Commander game. And, like, oh, God. It's so good.
It really is.
It's just, like,
13 damage.
It's 13 damage. It kills pretty much everything.
Yes.
Except for, obviously, things that have indestructible. But, I mean, that will be very few and probably one of your creatures if you're smart to include it.
Yeah. In my Atla Palani deck, I do sort of like a dinosaur tribal with like maybe 3 creatures that are dinosaurs. 2 of them are worms, and the other one is an Eldrazi.
Oh, okay.
And so I have cards. For instance, I have a white dinosaur. I can't remember the dinosaur's name. I'm really mad at myself for forgetting it. But it pretty much reduces all damage that would be dealt to your dinosaurs to 1. So even if I had that out, I could pretty much like mass board wipe, and the majority of my stuff, save for like the non-dinosaur creatures I have, which are very few, would be fine. And then the non-dinosaurs would die. But even then, like for instance, you have Galta. Galta, you have Pervious Great Worm. That's huge. I mean, like in that deck, it was a no-brainer for me to include.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it just deals damage to everybody else, and if I have the right pieces out, most of my stuff, if not all of them, are gonna be fine. And down in the chat we have Get Good Cheesecake. I really like your name, saying Temple Altasaur. So yes, that is what I'm talking about. Thank you for reminding me about that. That really helps me out.
Cheesecake. Thanks for coming out to the chat.
Thanks. Hit that bell. Like that bell. Comment on that video. Subscribe.
Do all the things that we're supposed to be telling you to do.
Actually, you should totally subscribe if you're in the chat. I forgot to do that. Subscribe. Subscribe to me. Subscribe to beautiful Brett over here. Do it. Woo. Support us. Love us. I just want to love you. Well, just love me. Anyway, let's go back to it. So we still have some pretty good like auto includes in the chat as well. Wheel of Fortune, really good. I like that. I personally really want that in my Locust God deck, but Wheel of Fortune is a little bit pricey. So I have like Magus of the Wheel and stuff to sort of like supplement that. But that is a really good card. We also had Red Elemental Blast. That's pretty good. Actually, I really like Red Elemental Blast. I do not include that in most of my decks, though, but still, it's a pretty good card. And maybe even in a mono-red deck, it could be an auto-include, too, especially if your meta is blue-heavy.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, like, J.W. Keel's also got Simeon Spirit Guide, which,
I see a lot of that in Zoo.
Well, yeah. It's
the
good
card in Zoo.
Yeah, it's pretty much, Tormenting Voice. Yeah, and Cathartic Reunion. Wow.
I do have Cathartic Reunion in my Chandra deck. Tormenting Voice is, I honestly think, good in most red decks, period. Outside of Commander too. I just think it's like a really good like card to have.
No, it really is. It's like on the surface, it doesn't really like it's hard to judge for me, but like as an additional cost to cast this card, discard a card. Not something I really want to do, but I mean, like in a Madness deck, it's perfect.
Oh yes.
And then you get to draw 2 cards, so you're replacing 1 card with 2, and probably that card you're discarding has Madness, so you're just gonna wreck face.
Yeah.
Right. Like you're just gonna do something really cool and get 2 cards out of it. So it's really pretty awesome.
And I mean that also kind of ties into the thing that we've been kind of saying very like over and over again, that you know, a card may be really great in just a straight out, like, I'm going to do this for red deck. But if you're doing, again, like in a Madness deck, that's top tier. Just kind of depends on what your commander is. I will say this, and I'm going to admit to you and to chat, that before I chose my card of Vandal Blast, my mind went to a very dark place.
Oh, no.
It went to a chaos place. I can already see your face. The card that my mind first went to, and I actually did not write it down because I think I might actually lose some respect from people if I say this. Yokel Helps.
Oh no.
Yokel Helps.
Remember that joke I made about we're done here?
Yeah, we're done here now.
We're done here
Yokel
now.
Helps.
Oh, I hate that card.
I hate that card too, which is why I run it in my Chandra deck. I do have a story behind Yokel Helps, actually. I built a Norn Chaos deck for Commander in my senior year of undergrad. I see the shame in your face. It's okay. I felt it too. And I was just absolutely controlling the game. I had a Winter Orb out. I had a Blood Moon. I was like full on in control. Everyone was suffering. My friend looked over because I was sitting next to him. We were in a 4-pod. And he leaned over and he looked at me and he goes, "Chase, I really want to restart this game. I hate this game. Can we just restart this game?" And I looked at him dead in the eye, got real close, and I said, "Do you really want to restart this game?" And he goes, No. And I think he could tell. What was happening because I said, "Okay." And I was like, "Yokel Helps. Everything gone. We're starting over." And nobody was playing blue.
Oh, no.
Uh-huh.
So I also have a Yokel Helps story that kind of plays out very similar. I was just starting to teach a guy to play Commander. He hadn't really been into Magic at all. And I'm like, "Hey, there's this really awesome format called Commander. You should try it." And he's like, "Okay, cool. What should I do?" I'm like, "All right, well, look at some legendary creatures and see which one you want to build a deck around." And he picked Norn the Wary.
Yeah, well, of course.
And then he's like, "Okay, Yokel Helps." Oh, good. So yeah, that basically made a good couple of hours into I think it was like 4 or 5 hours for that game.
Yep.
And he never played that card again.
I also have another really painful red card. Not an auto include, but that's up for you. If you're a chaos person, this is an auto include for you. Heartless Hidetsugu.
Oh, I know. I've
half everybody's life total.
Yeah.
Half it. You're done. If you let that thing stay on the board, you're pretty much dead.
Pretty much.
Imagine going from 40 life to 20 life, or imagine if you're taking a little bit of damage, they play that, you let it resolve next turn. Imagine going down to 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can do, and you don't have to sacrifice them to do that. You just gotta tap them.
Just tap it. Yeah.
Tap. If you have haste, fervor, it's over for you. It's done. Immediate half. Immediate. Mm-hmm. Disgusting. Love it.
It really is. And that's I think that's kind of the reason why I like Quietus Spike as an artifact, because it basically does that, but it's targeted. So you know who like. Every player at the table knows who you don't like. Yeah. Because you're going at right for that person. So it's a similar effect, and it's just like, I can't believe they print that where you can just tap it. So ridiculous. Yeah.
I do want to give a small shout out. Thank you so much to Pixium for subscribing. Hell yeah. Ooh. Living it up. Subscribe to me, please. Subscribe to our beautiful, lovely guest, Brett. Subscribe to Brett. Look at that face. That's the face that I would subscribe to. Look at that. Beautiful. Subscribe to him.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Wonderful. Red is disgusting, and I too am disgusting. And I think that leads us into green. Do you want to take green away?
Sure.
Lovely.
So I'll start with mine. Yeah. Because I think yours are probably better as auto includes. Mine's just kind of like a, just like kind of a throw in there, because I don't play as much green as I probably should. Okay. And I know so many people that play green, and I'm like, it's just like, I get it. It's big, dumb creatures that you just ramp into, but I don't think I play it that much. Okay. But so my auto include is Reclamation Sage.
Yes, I saw.
Good old wreck your artifact Sage.
I'm pulling it up right now.
Yeah, it's
good. It's a good card to run in green.
It really is. So it's when Reclamation Sage enters the battlefield, you may destroy target artifact or enchantment, and it's 2 and a green, so it's really not that expensive. I feel like as an auto include, it's like almost every green deck does run it. Yeah. But I feel like for 3 mana, that ability is good, but a 2/1 as a body is not really that great. And it's just, I feel like you could just throw in some regular artifact destruction and it'd be fine. Like, Naturalize is probably a better auto include for green than Reclamation Sage, but I feel like I see more Reclamation Sage than I see Naturalize.
Well, I agree with you on that. I do see more Reclamation than I do see Naturalize. And I think the reason why Reclamation Sage is a bit better is because you can have certain cards, you can bounce cards back to your hand, return cards to your hand. Reclamation Sage is an elf. When you run that in elves, you can return an elf to your hand with Wirewood Symbiote. You have Graveyard, so you can return it from your graveyard to your hand, replay it, and just keep doing that. So you can't really do that in green. With Naturalize is an instant, correct? Yeah. And so you can't really do that with an instant unless you're doing maybe blue return instant or sorcery to your hand. Yeah. But I feel like
that, like Simic or something.
Yeah, but you also have to understand that like Reclamation Sage, I think, is by far better because not only is it's a destroy card, but it's also a body. It's a blocker. Yeah. It's something that can attack, it can block. And I think that's really important, is that it has the added bonus of being something. Besides a quick spell gone, you know? Yeah.
And I get that. Yeah. I'm not a huge, like I said, it's maybe it's just me not being too much of a green player. The 1 toughness is just, I'm not for it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So. Oop.
No, you're good. So Trapixium actually said both of my auto includes. So.
Oh no.
Nah, that's okay. I like it when people guess it because that means it's also an auto include for them.
That's true. That is true.
So my 2 auto includes were Kodama's Reach and Cultivate. And I really like those cards because in green, I am automatically going to put those in. It helps me, ramp. If I'm really struggling, it helps me get what I need. So it helps me ramp if I'm doing a mono green deck, if I really need that mana and it's not getting there. But it also, helps me like mana fix. So like if I'm not getting what I need in like a 3-color deck, if I'm only have 2 colors, that helps me get those other colors that I need. Even in a 5-color deck, that helps you get what you need, which is really important. And so for me, those 2 cards are, they're the same card. One of them is just arcane. The other one's not. Has no bearing on its effectiveness. And it still gets you the exact same thing. It gets you what you need. It gets you land, which gets you going faster. Like in standard, Circuitous Route would be an auto include. gives you lands really fast.
Yeah.
I will say that in the chat we have some absolutely fantastic green auto includes that I actually agree with. A lot of them I agree with. Like for instance, Croson Grip. Of course, definitely include that. Yes.
Yeah, Croson Grip is fantastic.
Yes. Beastmaster Ascension. Another good one. Oh, yeah. Yes.
That is a good one.
In green, you're going to be playing Stompy. Really, in green, you're big boys. You're thick. You're heading towards you're thick with either two C's or you're thick THIQUE. Thick.
Sure.
Yes. I just really wanted to say thick a lot on stream. I don't get to say it as much as I thought I could.
No. You say thick as much as you want.
Oh, this is a thick stream, you guys. We're already an hour in, man. This stream is so thick.
It's getting thicker by the minute.
Oh my god. I like to make people in my shop, like my friends, I'll look at them and I'll say, guys, I'm like the plot. I thicken. And they're like, I need you to fucking leave. And I don't want to ever see your face ever again. And I said, that's fair.
Oh, jeez.
I know, I'm a bit cringy.
No, it's fine.
But like Seedborn Muse. That's a good one too.
And Fecundity.
Mm-hmm. I actually
hard to say clearly.
Yeah, Fecundity. I actually have not seen many people run Fecundity.
It's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it used a couple of times.
Yeah.
But it is a really good card. The card draw in green is not great. Mm-hmm. So this just really it really gets you there because it's. I mean, you don't want your creatures dying, obviously, but you're probably able to create a bunch of small dudes that you don't mind throwing under the bus, and then you just draw more cards.
We also have some other good ones right here. Wilderness Reclamation, which is another one I agree with. In a Simic deck, that's unstoppable. So like in my Tuvasa deck, I run Wilderness Reclamation and then Leyline of Anticipation. Untap my lands. Boom, boom, boom. Keep going. Have fun on other people's turns. Make myself safe. Cast things that I have with flash. I mean, that can be a game ender actually. If you have the ability to not only untap all your lands, it does not matter if you tapped everything. That's good. You can also, put out flash, play your hand, and you're doing just fine.
Yeah, exactly. JW Keel put out Burgeoning. That's a fantastic card.
Yes. Like Tatiova.
That is, oh my god, that is so good.
Yeah, the two decks that come to mind for me that Burgeoning would be fantastic in, not only in just a green deck, but two commanders, Azusa.
Okay.
Really good in Azusa. Tatiova.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Merfolk.
I can see that.
Beautiful Merfolk lady. I see that card really shining in there. Burgeoning, I think, is just a good card in general in any green deck.
Oh, yeah.
It helps you get that ramp that you need.
Exactly. I would put that in my Omnath Locus of Rage deck because it just gets me all the landfall triggers
that you need. Yes.
Oh my god. So many 5/5 elemental tokens.
I don't even want to think about it.
It's gross when it happens. Trust me.
Oh, we got Sylvan Library.
Yep.
I do like that. I do like some good Sylvan Library.
Phil is just coming up with all these good ones. Natural Order.
Yeah, there's a lot. Natural Order, Protean Hulk, Sakura Trivelder. Why did I not think of that? That's such a good one.
I think I think we both kind of ignored it because it's like, well,
one
it's
of
just
those
Steve.
Things. Yeah, it's Steve. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's just like we missed Gary originally when we were Black. We totally both missed Gary.
It's just like those. It sounds so weird because when you think of the concept of auto include, you're like, I am definitely going to think about this and shove it in. But really, when you're thinking auto include, you're really kind of forgetting the auto part, which is you don't even register it in your mind because it goes there. It's there.
Yeah.
You have the color, that card's in there. The rest of the 98, whatever.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
up to you.
It's just whatever. But yeah. No, I completely agree, and that's the thing. That's like, you forget the names of some of these cards because it's already in the deck in your head, and you've just you've scooted over that part.
Yeah,
and that any card that has a nickname like Steve, Gary, or Chad, they're in the deck.
Yeah,
regardless of whether you think about them off the top of your head or not, they're in the deck already.
Exactly.
Right?
And like another one I saw, Triumph of the Hordes. That is a game ender.
Oh God, yeah,
and
no, that
nothing. You're done. If you let that go through, you are dead in the water.
Yeah, no, you're it's over for you.
Mm-hmm. And I do want to say that when I was kind of typing up our little sort of like outline, I was like, oh, let's do artifacts. But I feel like there's like no point.
I mean, we're both gonna just say Soul Ring.
Yeah, Soul Ring.
But and, like, there are a bunch of other artifacts that are like pretty ubiquitous when it comes to Commander, like all the signets.
Yeah.
Lightning Greaves. Yeah. I'm just kind of like, I'm looking at, like, I'm cheating here. I'm looking at the I'm looking at EDH rec, and I'm like, yep, those make sense.
Mm-hmm. So
I'm looking. Do you want me to show you the screen I'm looking at
right now?
Oh yeah,
let's look at the screen.
Let's see if I
clip.
can do this. Let's see if how do I do this?
Oh yeah, we're doing this live if you can't tell.
Share screen. There we go. Okay.
Oh, I can't see it.
How was that? How about now?
No, I just see your face. Beautiful.
Oh, that sucks.
I see your lovely face.
Ooh, but that's. Oh, hang on. I see.
There we go.
Okay.
There it is.
So yeah, so like this is EDH Rec's fantastic stats for the past 2 years. This is as far back as they go, which basically pretty much just means like all the stats possible. Mm-hmm. And you might as well just consider this all-time top cards.
Yeah, I agree with all of them.
Yeah, like number one, and I did the math on this. This is ridiculous. In like 76% of all decks that could run it, because it's colorless. It's like all decks that they're tracking, 76% have Soul Ring.
Yeah. On one hand, I want to be like, why aren't you putting in a Soul Ring? But on the other hand, I'm like, sometimes you don't need a Soul Ring.
Yeah, sometimes you don't need a Soul Ring.
Yeah.
And you know what? Out of the like 7% chance you can actually get this in your opening hand where it makes the most difference, that's a big risk. You know what I mean? Like, you're not always going to have that in your opening hand. And later on in the game, it really probably doesn't make much difference.
Oh, it does not, unless you have like an ETB artifact trigger.
Yeah, exactly. It's not going to win you the game if you're playing that like turn 7.
I will say that there is nothing, this is the best feeling in the world. So turn 1, Soul Ring, tap into Soul Ring for a signet. Beautiful feeling. Yeah. Oh my God. Like, it's just, I love it.
You feel absolutely powerful. Untouchable. Yeah.
You're like, try me now. And then the rest of the game, you're like putting out nothing but lands. You're like, okay, I guess I'll just sit here and suffer.
But yeah, like all the signets, Lightning Greaves, like I said. We got our next ones down here somewhere. Yeah, Swiftfoot Boots.
Yeah, and then we move into like the dual colored cards. So like for me, Mirari's Wake is a definite in Selesnya. Sire Stagnation is really good in my opinion if you're doing like a Dimir deck. Supreme Verdict is fantastic. If you're doing
Terminate's
Azorius,
great.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And like we could keep going on.
Boros Charm is just a all-star.
Yeah, there's a reason why it's so that expensive.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like you can easily see which cards are
staples.
Absolute staples, because like $17 at Card Kingdom, and what is it, a TCG player? Yeah, like these are good. This is a staple. But it's a good card.
It's good
a fantastic
for a reason.
Card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like the reserved list where it's like a really bad card.
Yeah. Like this is reserve list. That's
still
one of the
a good
reasons.
Card though.
It is, it's reserve list. It's high salt score, but it's also hasn't really been reprinted, so that's part of the reason why. Actually, it may not be in reserve list because it's been reprinted in Commander's Arsenal, so maybe it's not. But like I know Prophecy, some cards were, but like it's not. It hasn't been reprinted that much, and that's why that's in there, right? Same with Enlightened Tutor.
I mean, we could even like talk about the fact that like all of the monocolored tutors would be auto includes in those decks too, but for us they weren't, and so the concept again. I love repeating this, is that the fact that it is an auto-include does not dictate the fact that you're going to automatically include it. Because exactly. Like, it may not work for you. You may not be wanting to go in that direction. You may want to build in flavor. You may just want to build pure salt. It really honestly depends on your commander, your building style, and if you really want to have these auto-includes. Because like you said, it can get in the way of creativity in a deck.
Exactly. And that's... I'm a big proponent of... Be creative with your deck. Yeah. Do it. Build it because you want to have fun with it. build it because you want it to do something weird and janky and not necessarily competitive.
Yeah.
It's there for you to express yourself.
Yeah.
And that doesn't necessarily mean express yourself by being the first person to kill everybody.
I mean, if that's your way of expressing yourself, you do that. But you don't.
Yeah.
That's what I really like about Commander is that there is no push or pressure to turn 3 win.
Exactly.
And if you want to turn 3 win, that's also cool because then you can find other pods that are about that turn 3, turn 4, turn 2 win. Whereas
exactly.
that's the beauty of Commander because you can just sit down, say what's the power level, and then go from there.
And that's something that everybody should really do when they go to any place other than like your own table with your friends. Always ask what the power level is going to be. What do they bring? Because and always bring a couple of different varying power level decks because you don't want to be the person at the table with a power 9 when everybody else is like 3 or 4. I mean, because you're the only one having fun. I mean, and it should be about the whole table.
Yeah, even when you're playing Commander, like, it's really great. Like, bye, JW Keel, have a good night, tell your daughter I said hi. I don't know your daughter, but let her know I said hi anyway. But, like, the really cool thing about power level is that I don't think that there is a single Commander player, and, you correct me if I'm wrong, that solely builds top-tier decks. I think that everybody has a wide variety of decks. Like my Locust God, I think is pretty competitive. And, my Chandra deck really isn't competitive. I'm working on making my my Emery competitive, but right now it's just kind of like, in the process. Like when I whip out my Locust God, people know like what's good. But if I whip out like Emery, they're like, okay, I'm a little bit nervous, but we're play testing here. If I whip out my Alela, they go, okay, it's a little bit lower powered. Let's have some fun. Because you can build any deck competitive, or you can build any deck casual.
Exactly.
It does not matter, the Commander. You can do it in any way. You can go power level anyway. By the way, shout out. Thank you, Get Good Cheesecake, for the subscription. Thank you. You can't see me, Brett, but I'm doing like hang loose signs with my hands and going like blah. Yeah. But the really beautiful thing about Commander is that no 2 decks are alike, unless you net deck, which, by the way, nothing wrong with net decking. But if you want to build Norn casual, do it. If you want to build Norn competitive, do it. Like, it's not impossible to do either or middle path it. It's not hard to do that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like with a lot of these auto includes, there are varying levels of replacements that you can use that basically get the same effect, but they will change your power level of your deck. So it'll be, Demonic Tutor or Vampiric Tutor. If you want to replace those with something else, there are cheaper versions, both like dollar wise.
Beseech the Queen.
Not usually mana cost wise, but like dollar wise. Yeah. And they'll get you the same effect. It's just going to cost you a little bit more mana, and that will bring you back into a more casual, like a casual realm or casual power level, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because it might be more in line with what your playgroup is like set up for. So
I mean, like you can. I mean, that's what I really like about Commander is that you can build flavor and have flavor be badass. You can build flavor and have it be more relaxed. You could build solely because you saw this deck on Tapped Out and you're like, holy shit, this is perfect, and it's like $1,000. And if you have the budget for that, go for it.
Yeah,
dominate 100%. That. If I could do it, I would.
Oh yeah, I would love to own all the like old dual lands and buy the really expensive stuff, but I gotta eat.
Yeah. So. I'll like look at a deck list and I'm like, God, this deck list is great, but what's making it so expensive? And I'll find like that one card and I'm like, yeah, never mind.
Yeah, it'll be like Alpha Time Twister or something like that. Yeah.
Like, I can't do this. No, thank you.
I'll do everything but that. What's a replacement for Time Twister?
Yeah, getting some good supplements is fun. And like even like the really cool thing about Commander is that because you're not in a grindy sort of setting, you can take a deck list that's already pretty well established or very good, and you can take pieces of it out and supplement it with things that either make you happy or you feel like make the deck cheaper or enhance the deck in a way that the original creator didn't intend, and then it does not make it less playable.
Yeah, and it can also end up making it more a reflection of your own personality.
Yes.
Which is always fantastic.
Mm-hmm. And like that's why I really love Commander, because it is an expression of you. Like I mean, like honestly, I view my Commander decks as kind of like an outfit. Like, you know, what am I feeling like today? Am I feeling this? Am I feeling that? What am I feeling? Like there's some decks where I pick it up and I'm like, let's do this, and then the next day I'm like, I kind of need a break from this deck. Like you just kind of change decks like you change your clothes. And I'm the kind of person where I'm like, I need to, if I get bored of my decks and I stop playing it, that's a sign for me to rebuild.
Yeah, that's fair.
And odds are I usually do that, but like not everybody does that. It's
I have a couple that I really should be rebuilding because I haven't probably played them in like a couple of years at this point. Mm-hmm. But you should see my decks. Like the number of decks is just I don't even have as much as like DJ. He's got a ridiculous number of decks.
Yeah.
But I've really got to rebuild a couple of them. I actually pulled apart one of them and I just never fully finished taking it apart and rebuilding it. So
I'm actually in the same place as you with that. I have it's missing like 4 cards. I have like 4 cards missing from it. I'm like, yeah, I can finish it, but will I really play it if I finish it? And it's like going back and forth. And I just built 3 new decks, and that's been a whole thing. I need to take a break, but then they announced Commander Legends today, and I heard that there's going to be a bunch of new Legends in there, and that honestly has me like reeling because there's already so much going on. We have so many things to do. Yeah,
that whole announcement is like a mixed bag of emotions.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm up and I'm down on that one because there were some things that I liked and some things that I didn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the like Commander Legends as a whole. Mm-hmm.
Oh. More Commander products. Yes, please. Yeah. Gavin, you have delivered more Commander products. More legendaries from planes that we haven't been to in a while. Like, that's what I love about the Commander decks is that they print legendaries from like planes that we haven't been to a while, or maybe planes that we were at, but they're Commander set cards, not plane cards. Like I want to see legendaries from Lorwyn or Shadowmoor, even though we haven't been there in a hot minute. I want to see Kolfinor. Where are they? Where are they? We have Sapling of Kolfinor. Where's Kolfinor?
Yeah.
Where? Tell me. I need this.
Show me on a map.
Give it to me, please.
Yeah. But oh god, 70 plus new legendaries.
That's so good.
It's fantastic, but it hurts me at the same time because you know what that means.
It's gonna flood. It's gonna flood the meta.
I have to build 70 plus new decks.
Oh, you can't do that. Maybe 3. Start with 3. 3 is a good number.
I mean, I have to look at them on and see what I think. Maybe I'll have to build more than 3, but
I just feel like
it's going to keep me going for a good couple of years. That's for sure. Like a new video every week, just on a different commander.
You're right. I just feel like it's definitely going to like flood the meta a little bit, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but you know,
it's going to add a lot of variety. At least,
it will.
Which is going to be nice.
Yeah, and I'm kind of looking forward to it, just because for me, a commander is either a legendary is either hit or an extreme miss.
Yeah.
There's no in between. There's no me going, It's either I love it or don't want to do anything with it. And so for me, having, what did you say, 60, 70?
70 plus. They didn't actually give an exact number. They said 70. They said more than 70.
70 plus. That is variety. That is variety. That is something for me to shop and choose from.
Yeah, no, you're going to have to you're going to be scrolling through a huge list, and you're going to have to there's going to have to be some way of filtering that on Scryfall, I assume, that we'll be able to tell you, break it down by mechanic or something, because you're going to have to go by color pair, and you have to go on by mechanic just to kind of look at the top 3 of any set. I don't even know. That's going to be brutal.
Yeah, I think it's going to be brutal, but in a good way. I think it's going to bring a lot of life into the format, because that's not just Commander 19, Commander 18. That's not just small stuff. That is I can't even put into words how many cards is going to introduce to the format that might introduce new people to Commander, because there's so many. Because this
is pretty much good. I know we say this every year, so I feel like I'm just repeating myself and everybody else, but this is actually Commander Masters.
Yeah.
Like it's all Commander. It's in packs like every other set is.
Oh, I'm so ready.
So you can draft it.
Yep. I'm gonna pre-order.
I've been trying to do Commander Cube for a while.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is as close as I'm gonna get without having to like really sit down and work hard at it. This is all the work done for me.
Faster, stronger.
But not for $6 million.
No.
So it'd be fine.
I heard that somebody said that like Wizards has heard the public about prices, and so I'm hoping with all my might that it will be not for whales. It needs to be affordable, because remember, and I love this because this was said on Twitter, Commander players make up the majority of Magic players.
Probably.
Majority.
I wouldn't doubt that stat.
Yeah, I really honestly think like online on social media, the competitive players are louder because it's a competitive meta. You're constantly like earning and fighting and winning towards something. But Commander players make up the majority. I would honestly say the majority of Magic players as a whole. And so when you look at majority of Magic players, you don't really see whales.
No.
At least I don't see whales. I know myself to not be a whale. I may be a minnow.
Yeah, I'm pretty much in that same realm, I think. Yeah. I think whales are they're basically the 1%, right? Mm-hmm. Like there are not a lot of them, and that's part of the reason why I think the prices of those specific like whale bait products have been just going up and up.
Yes.
It's like, well, let's see what they aren't willing to spend. Mm-hmm. It's just, we'll throw a dollar amount, and if they bite, awesome. If not, okay, next time we'll go a little smaller. But it's just I think they're trying to figure out where that maximum is, and honestly, I'm not sure if there is one.
Yeah.
Sadly.
I mean, like the product that they delivered with Eldraine was disappointing to say the least. I equated it to DashCon. For those of y'all in the chat, if you're old enough, you know what DashCon is. Brett, do you know what DashCon is?
I'm not familiar with DashCon.
Okay, so it was like this big scam that happened on Tumblr, where they were like, yeah, like DashCon, convention for Tumblr people. It's going to be big. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be wild. It's going to be awesome. And then a bunch of people showed up, and it's literally it's like a bounce house in an empty convention center, and then like a really sad ball pit. And when I say sad ball pit, I mean like a kiddie pool filled with like balls. And that's it. That was DashCon. That's all it was, were those two things. Nothing else. And so it felt like DashCon, this really big build-up, and then you see it, and you're like, Jesus Christ, no,
You're like, what did I just pay for? Mm-hmm. Oh, God.
So really that was, that's kind of what I see it as. So I really hope that Wizards kind of hears, the average Joe player. I like to consider myself an average Joe player. I mean, the fact that I have a sponsor as an average Joe player is kind of, it stuns me, and I'm thankful for that, because you don't see casual people like me get sponsored regularly. You see the big people. You see the people who are grinding constantly. And so I think that's fantastic of Mage Market. Shout out to Mage Market, sponsored by Mage Market, to do that, because I feel like Commander players represent the vast percentage of Magic players. And so really having a really cool product, but jacking up the price is, I think, going to end up hurting Wizards more than benefiting them.
It definitely reduces the like player morale and like the what's the word I'm looking for? Just like their feeling towards the company, because they're seeing this product that they want to have.
Yeah.
Obviously, because it's being promoted as very cool, but it's outside of their price range, and it's like, well, they and their response is always, well, it's not meant for you. If you can't afford it, it's not meant for you. And they're like, well, and that's okay, but that's not really like it's bad feels. And the confidence in a company that is willing to put out a product that's not meant for the vast majority of the player base
hurts. It hurts.
Not great.
Yeah.
Not great.
I mean, really, honestly, it hurts. Commander, in my opinion, is, and again, it could be wrong, is Wizard of the Coast bread and butter.
It definitely is trending that way. I think right now they're still making the most amount of money off of standard because that's what sells packs, right?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. That is true.
They're definitely focusing on creating cards in each set that are for Commander.
Yes.
Which again sells packs. But I think primarily all the tournaments and promotional stuff that they do towards standard is what their actual bread and butter is. But as Commander players, we're definitely making a bigger and bigger chunk of their profits from us.
And I think that's so awesome too.
It is.
Like, it's
it
fantastic.
shows, right? They're promoting more and more
Commander
stuff.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't have made Command Zone in all Magic Fests going forward. Well, all Magic Fests going forward into 2020. If there wasn't a demand for it and there wasn't a player base to support it.
Yeah. And I think I think it's fantastic because Commander is one of the formats that has given me so much in Magic. I mean, in my life too, like it's given me a lot of friends, it's given me some self-confidence, it's given me the ability to kind of like relax and enjoy myself. And I don't really get that in any other format I play. And so that's kind of why I really love Commander.
Yeah, same. Yeah. Like I don't think if I didn't go into Commander, I don't think I'd be making content.
Yeah,
I think agree. I would have probably just like, all right, I'm done. Bye.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you there. And like producing Commander content is something I want to do more in the future. And so like that's why I was really excited to like do this with you, is because it's talking about something that I'm very passionate about. I literally have to do no research. I already know what I'm talking about because I'm so ingrained in it. Like Commander for me is what I do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's such a fun format to play in. Unless you're playing in competitive, there's really not a lot of stress.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to worry about, being in top 8 of a GP or whatever.
Yeah. It's you doing you.
Exactly.
And you can win doing you, which is even better.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, I don't know. How are you feeling? I think we got some good stuff right here. I think we got some good Commander stuff.
I'm feeling pretty good. I think we covered a lot of good topics and points.
Yeah.
And I'm liking the way the chat's been going.
Oh yeah.
They seem to be enjoying themselves. So
I love this. I love interacting with chat, and so the fact that chat was super active tonight was like high key really nice for me because I love. I'm going to be talking to you, chat, right now. Chat, I love it when you talk. I love it when you participate, because it wouldn't be fun if it was just me and Brett talking and then me ignoring chat completely and y'all just talking to yourselves. I think it's fun to like hear you. That's where I got my t-shirt idea. Thanks for the t-shirt idea.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
it's fun.
Honestly, I wish my chat was this active because I really do enjoy interacting with chat a lot. And
yes.
It's just, yeah.
Hit me up. Let's do some more Commander stuff. Get the chat going.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Let's do it. We can do some more fun Commander stuff. So let's see. Did you see Star City Games announcement today? Yes, I did. About replacing Standard with Pioneer. I did. I think that's a good choice on their part.
I think it was a smart idea.
Yes.
It means that all the players will have to scramble to build decks, but I think in general they'll probably be happier with that. Mm-hmm. So.
There's a lot going on in the competitive formats, and soon, very soon, there's going to be a lot going on in Commander with those 70-plus cards. I am ready. My computer's ready to start brewing, start sipping, tapping.
That's gonna keep deck techers going for years.
Yes, without a doubt. That's a lot. That's a lot of cards.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that because we got a lot of good stuff going on, I think now is going to be the moment where I do this very awkward thing with you, Brett, where I talk about my Patreon. So,
sure.
Yeah, let's do it. So, hello. Hi. My name is Chase, also known as ManaCurves, if you didn't already know. Anyway, so I have a fantastic Patreon where I have 3 tiers. Tier 1 is Groundling tier, where you get access to my Discord and a one-time shout-out on my Twitch for just $1 a month. For $3 a month, you get access to all of my content on Patreon, that one-time shout-out, and access to my Discord, and also my deck lists. And then for $5, my click tier, you get a shout-out every time that I stream that entire month. You also get a signed fairy token by Inkling Customs, and access to my Discord as well. And so we have a bunch of new people on Patreon right now, as well as my old people. So I'm going to pull out my handy dandy Ariana Grande notebook. I'm actually kind of happy Brett can't see this because it's a little bit embarrassing. That's where I keep all of my magic stuff. If I lost this, I think I honestly might go crazy. So we're going to do a shout out to my click tier patrons. So shout out to Pangean C, Proggy Boog, Sebastian Blackwell, Infamous Fridge, M Says Hello, Anthony Clark. And then we also have shout out to our newest patrons. So shout out to Andrew Bradshaw, Will Ass, Jacob Hardell, and Stefan Griffin. Thanks you guys so much for becoming patrons. And when my tokens are done, and they will be soon because I've just seen the final proofs and soon they're going to be printed very soon. Inkling Customs, you're amazing. I'll be sending those out to you guys as well. Killing it with those tokens. Y'all better use them. If you're not, I'm going to cry in my room alone at night watching Grey's Anatomy on Netflix, and I already do that. So it's not going to be that much of an inconvenience to me. And that's my spiel.
Jess really is a really great artist, isn't she?
Oh my god, yes. I should show you after this what the token she said is, because it is drop dead gorgeous. I mean,
I don't doubt it.
Beautiful. I'm so excited to share it with everybody.
She when I was in Vegas, I think Phil's still in the chat. He can vouch for this.
Yeah.
She was on a panel with myself, and she was literally drawing. She was drawing some part of the panel at some every single time a new person came up to the front to talk. She'd draw a whole new sketch every single time, and it was like within a couple of seconds she had a whole new sketch ready to go, and it was like, here you go, just passing them out to whoever came up to the front to talk, and it was just like, holy crap, they're so good and so fast. Yeah, it's like she's a robot. Like
she's fantastic.
She's popping out amazing art. I mean, her pieces seconds
are gorgeous, and I do have to say, bless her. Like, I'm a very nervous person, so I've been like constantly like messaging her, making sure I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't want to be annoying. Like, she's really awesome. So shout out to her for delivering me some fantastic content. She made the subscription badges that y'all are seeing right now in chat. She made those. They're the Moxes. They're absolutely beautiful. Like, she delivers some good work. So if you want to go and support her, please do. She worth every single penny.
Yeah, I really should get some stuff from her, to be honest.
Yeah. Please, seriously do. There's just, honest to God, fantastic delivery. Works with you. If the concept doesn't work, she changes it up for you. Like, she is, I want to say, top tier in the magic art world right now, in my honest opinion.
Puts like 110% in every time.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Love her. So do you have anything you would like to plug?
Yeah, so obviously I have a Twitch here as well. So YouTube, twitch.tv/Kitchen Table Commander, if you want to come watch me fail hard at Magic Online. I also do sometimes change it up and play sometimes Apex Legends, sometimes Minecraft, but just kind of whatever I'm feeling at the time. And also youtube.com/Kitchen Table Commander for all the Commander content that I make. Thank you, Tripixium, for putting that up there. Link is in the chat if anybody wants to click on it. Subscribe there. Hit the notification bell, please. Please.
And I'll put that link as well on Twitter in the thread of this stream, so you can go and give Brett a follow and a subscription. Well worth it. It has actually been lovely, having panic with you before the chat started. So it's been absolutely fantastic. And I just had an idea. I need to start streaming MTGO, but I have no idea how to work it. So we could possibly do a stream where you teach me how to play MTGO, because I have no idea what the hell I'm doing on there. It's completely foreign to me. So
yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, let's do it.
I like it.
Yeah, I need to do it, honestly. I have a couple of content pieces I want to start producing on MTGO, but for the life of me, I feel like a boomer with a cell phone with it. I have no idea what the hell I'm doing.
No problem. We can work with that. I can help you with that. No problem.
Fantastic. We got our next video, you guys. It's coming.
It's in the can already.
The collab you didn't know you needed is right here.
Ready to go.
Let's do this. But thank you so much for hopping on my stream. Next video, we're going to be doing that on your stream. Get that going. Get that good content going. Have that fun Commander stuff. I'm going to shout it from the rooftops. This has been an absolute blast. Seriously.
I agree. I had a ton of fun.
You're right.
And I'm looking forward to our next one.
I am too. It's going to be good. Also, one last shout out. Shout out to my sponsors, Mage Market. Love Mage Market. The fact that they sponsor me and I'm a casual player kind of stuns me every time I say it, because it makes me feel super awesome and really great. But shout out to Mage Market. It is a fantastic app and website where you can buy cards, sell cards, put your entire deck list on there in a matter of seconds, scan your cards seamlessly. It is actually the best scanning feature I've experienced on a Magic app, and I'm 100%, even if I wasn't sponsored, I would say that. It's like kind of amazing. And you can also track card stocks, which I think is super cool because I like to see the little lines go up and down. And I remember when Hogak got banned, I loved to see that drop. It was a beautiful feeling. So thank you, Mage Market.
Hashtag MTG Finance.
Hashtag MTG Finance. Hashtag Mage Market. Hashtag sponsored. Hold on. I'm going to hold my fingers up. You can't see it, Brett. But it's probably a good thing that you can't see it. Boop. There it is. Fine. Hashtag.
Yeah. We got there.
Yeah. So thanks you guys so much for joining us on this wonderful Commander journey. I actually had an absolute blast, and I love doing that because, you know, it's good to take a break from Arena WoW, and it's good to talk about a format that really is at the heart of what I am as a Magic player, and certainly at the heart of what Brett is as a Magic player. And to me, that is something fantastic to share because I love Commander, because you can literally sit down with a stranger and be like, you want to jam some Commander? And then all of a sudden, you're chatting, you're being friends. There's no awkwardness, and I really like that.
Zero awkward.
Zero awkward.
As I say, the most awkwardly possible. If you want awkward, just ask me to be in chat.
Honestly, I'm awkward too, if that makes you feel any better. One last thing before we head out. Shout out to Abe Stein. You're a blessing of a person who taught me how to not be awkward. And what he told me is to start out every sentence you say with, hey, listen, I'm pretty awkward. And then say what you want to say. And usually it ends up being perfect. So thank you, Abe, for giving me that little piece of advice. Beautiful feeling.
Abe with the wonderful advice.
Abe with the wonderful advice. Abe is at More Nothings on Twitter. I'm just doing a lot of shout outs tonight. We're getting this good plugs out.
It's just a shout out. This is just a shout out video now.
Yeah. we renamed the video like 7 times. I can't do it again.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. But I think we're all good here. You feeling good?
I'm feeling real good.
Hell yeah. Alrighty. So thanks you guys so much for joining this stream. Look forward to doing another stream with our wonderful kitchen table commander, Brett over here. We'll be doing more streams in the future, more videos in the future. Who knows? Maybe even together we'll merge our channels. We'll be the big magic merger. It'll be curvy kitchen table commander.
Sure.
Sure. I can tell. Something. I can feel the enthusiasm rolling off.
We'll have to brainstorm. We'll have a meeting, and we'll just we'll throw out names.
Yeah. And
we'll see which one sticks.
My people will call your people.
Oh, 100%.
Oh yeah, fantastic. Yeah. My people.
They're already
is my
on the
cell
phone.
Oh, good. I'm actually getting a call from them right now.
Okay, good. That's good. We're getting it worked out.
We are. So now everyone's going to see my very awkward Streamlabs OBS thing. So. Look at the infinite window, everybody. Alrighty. Thanks so much for joining this fantastic stream tonight. I really appreciate it. I never really get to talk about Commander in a content setting, mostly because I don't have the time. So doing streams based around Commander makes me super happy, and I'm definitely going to be doing it more in the future. So I'm going to be ending the stream right here. You guys have been an absolute joy. Wonderful of an audience. Thank you guys so very much, and you have a wonderful day. Bye!
Bye.